All right, guys, welcome back to Golf DMV. Of course, Vern, LB, myself, and also want to shout out Bonnie and Carol, who Lawrence played with at Hampshire Green.
Barry. It's Barry.
Barry. Well, if there's
Barry's the
anyone listening
husband.
named
Reset
And
from the top.
Carol. Yes.
Yeah. We should reset the show, right?
Leave
No,
it.
anyone listening named Bonnie, that shout out is for you, but then also Barry and Carol as well.
Right.
They with Lawrence at
Hampshire Greens. Yes.
We're going to get into that in a second. Got a lot to get to. Of course, we got U.S. Open preview, which we'll probably just do from the start. LB was at the Shoprite covering the LPGA tournament. Please follow Golf DMV Podcast on Instagram. Check out all those great pictures there. And Lawrence is going to break that whole thing down. But we've also got Hampshire Greens around Piney Branch, Needwood, Waverly. I also have another Sierra's Corner. Like I said, my wife Sierra, she is starting to pick up the game, and there's just these things that, again, like, oh, there's videos on YouTube. If you just watch them, you'll get better. Things like that she's picking up on, and so it's super funny. And so we've got another Sierra update. But let's just jump into the U.S. Open.
Okay.
It's coming up. It's at Pinehurst, and maybe it's because we played it not too long ago. Maybe it's because it was like the first kind of bucket list trip that we've done, or at least for me, it was the first bucket list trip.
Me too.
And
That was before Bandon, right?
Yeah.
that was before Bandon.
Before Bandon. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
And as a
Okay.
matter of fact, it was and it was us three and Aaron. And Aaron
Yes.
was pretty new to the group.
Yeah.
And came, out with us and stuff. And I'll look back at the video, and then I'm looking online at some of the stuff. And I think I'm anticipating this one this year more than the Masters. Now, the Masters is kind of my favorite. The Open Championship is usually my second favorite major. And then, the U.S. Open and the PGA. But I'm really looking forward to this U.S. Open. I'm getting texts from Mike Crowley, who we've had on the show. Shout out to Mike Crowley. My neighbor Gavin, we were outside talking about it because he goes to Pinehurst every year. Just looking forward to the watching the pros play this course that we've played before. And I don't know, is it only me, Vern, and then we'll go to LB that, like really looking forward to this Open?
No, it's not just you. I got asked by one of the homies. It was like, why does it seem like it feels like this U.S. Open LB has more juice to it? This is Glenn, who's only been playing golf for a little bit and been watching for a little while. And he's like, it feels different than LA Country Club and Southern Hills. And I had to think about it. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you don't, he hasn't been to Pinehurst yet, but many golfers have been to Pinehurst. And I was like, yeah, you don't know. We don't know LA Country Club and Southern Hills. We learned about those the week of, and it's cool. And it's the US Open, it's whatever. I told Claude, I said, Bethpage, Pinehurst, probably Pebble Beach, maybe to some extent Torrey Pines, these public resort courses that we can all play, that hold a special place. And a lot of golfers, who do golf trips, a lot of golfers' hearts or whatever, these ones they mean more because it's like, oh, I've been there, I've played it. And Pinehurst, man, is so for guys who are on the East Coast. If you're a golfer on the East Coast, been there multiple times, probably.
If you're east of the Mississippi, you should have played Pinehurst.
Yeah. It's easy to get to. So I think that's why. That's like you said, it hasn't been here since 2014. I think was the last time. One, and then two, I'm really looking forward to. Now I'm saying this and watching, the winning score would be like 25 under, but I doubt it. Like what I'm looking forward to, what I like about Pinehurst is what I like about Riviera, is what I kind of liked about Brookline a little bit, Claude, from 3 years ago, I think, where Matt Fitzpatrick won the US Open. These old clubs that have like all this character, and it's just like, hey, well, it's just straight out. It's like, yeah, but this is a thinking man's course. You're not gonna bomb your way around, and even the distance is helps you. You gotta be a golfer here. We're gonna offer you different shots, and you're gonna get a chance to show your skill, and you're gonna have to get the ball in the hole. It's just something about that. And
Hills was that same way, wasn't it? Like, Southern Hills was that way too.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that's the one that like it's not. I don't think that one we can play. So I think it's the playability. To answer your question directly, I think it's the fact that Pinehurst is available and attainable for a lot of golfers, and many golfers have played it.
Yeah, it's just well known. I mean, everybody, even if I venture to say that even people who don't know golf know the term Pinehurst.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of resonates with everybody.
Yeah.
And all the things you said are absolutely true. I am torn about watching it. I know let me say it this way.
Wait, about watching it? You're not even interested?
Well, I mean, it is Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with that or whatever, but personally, I mean, just speaking for me,
Uh-huh.
I got a lot of stuff happening this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Which,
Yeah. But nobody said you got to sit down and watch the.
Well, I'm
you know.
just saying, and I'm almost a little bit torn because I would like to see. I mean, look, to your point, Vern, because we played the course.
Yeah.
You know, there are things. My opinion of Pinehurst is very well documented and very well known. Let me rephrase that. Pinehurst number 2 is very well documented and very well known. So I'm not going to go through that again.
Right.
But I am interested to see how they play it and how well they do.
Right.
But it's just a lot of stuff happening this weekend, so I'm probably not going to get to see much of. I can watch some tomorrow on Thursday, and hopefully I can watch some maybe Sunday afternoon. See the last 9.
I was going to say Sunday after the round. That's all that counts.
But because I'm not going to because Friday and Saturday is a wash, so I won't see much of any.
Okay.
But yeah, I am curious to see how well they do. I'm curious what the score is going to be. If I had to pick a number, I'm going to say on the outskirts, it might get to 10, 13 under.
Okay.
Might. And I venture to say it might be less than that.
Sure.
Just
right
because
around 8, maybe around 8.
That's what I was thinking.
Under 10, just because of the greens. I mean, and this is a bad segue, but I'm gonna segue and then we can go back to the Pinehurst so you can get yours in, Claude. The greens we played today at where we played Piney Branch. Private course up in Baltimore, Catonsville. Is that Carroll? I think it's Carroll County.
Carroll County, okay.
Somewhere up that way. It's an hour from my house. I live in Damascus. It's an hour north of me. Those greens had us cussing, calling people all kinds of names.
Really?
Talking about the greenskeepers and the whoever placed the pins last this morning. Because he put everybody in a trick bag the way he placed those pins, and those greens were very much unforgiving. They weren't dome shaped, but they had so many undulations in them that even when you got on the green and you were like 12 feet away, you were happy to walk away with a 3-putt. I mean, that's how bad they were. I kid you not. That's how bad they were. You were happy to walk away with a 3-putt. And
you guys want to play on the eve of the U.S. Open, huh? Gotcha.
And I venture to say what those guys are going to endure at Pinehurst number 2 on those dome-shaped greens. It's going to be a show. It's going to be a show, and I am interested to see how well they do.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. And do you guys remember any particular holes you're looking forward to? I know for me, I loved hole number 4, which was a long par 4. Went downhill and then kind of came up and over to the left as you approach the green. And hole 8, which was, I think it's a par 5, but long hole, and then maybe 160 some odd yards away from the green, it starts to go uphill. And if you don't hit it on the green, even if you hit it on the green, you're in trouble because it's probably going to roll off. But like it slopes severely to the left, to the right, and behind the green, and in front of the green. And if you miss it, it's just, it's bad news.
I watched a Golf Digest video about the course, and they were talking about they were talking to Ben Bill Core and Ben Crenshaw. I think that's what Core and Crenshaw.
Ben Crenshaw.
Yeah, exactly. The guys who restored it to what it is, Claude. And they said that there's not green to regulation at Pinehurst. There's just, they call it visiting. You visit the green because you're there for a little bit, and then you roll off. And then he also said that our greens probably have like some of the highest square footage, like on paper, but playable area is much smaller. So, well, the green is massive, but you can only land it like on this 8-foot circle. So
I was watching golf. I think it was yesterday. I was watching Golf Channel, and I forget one of the talking heads on there, and he put a saucer plate on the desk.
Okay.
And he was explaining to people how, this is the green. This whole saucer is the green. But you know how you had that little peak at the top where it's flat?
Right.
He said, but this is where you have to be, your ball has to be in this little spot, because if it's not in this little spot, it's rolling off and down back into the fairway or into the rough or wherever. Right. So that was a pretty good illustration of how those greens are set up, where if your ball has to be within this 6 square foot spot. If not, it's rolling back off.
There's something that Jeff Ogilvy said too in that same. I was watching another program, Friday Golf. Again, I'm very amped up, ready to go for this. But he said something I hadn't thought about, Claude. Where I know you don't like the waist area, LB, but he said Ogilvy's like, he's a fan of it because he said in most cases in the opens or the majors, what do you have? You have rough. He said, and he says,
and it's super thick.
super thick.
Yeah.
But he says, what's the difference from like a 12 handicap and a pro out of super thick rough? He said it's smaller than you think. We're both of us are just hacking out of it. Like I'm gonna do a little bit better, but he said at Pinehurst, I can show my skill now, because now there are shots that I can hit off of this sand and off of some of this waste area that you can't hit. And he said, and that, I mean, he wasn't just talking about him versus scratch golfers, but even amongst the tournament, pros versus pros, where it's like, well, I have this shot, I can pick this clean off the center or whatever it is to get up there. Versus like he basically saying that the rough is homogenous. It just everybody, the only move is to hack out. You can get creative with this. 1, 2. The way the grass goes in the air, like when we experienced this, we went to Pinehurst. You roll off on Mr. Fairway, and it's like, oh, it's in the sand. From far away, you're like, well, it's probably okay. Then you get up there, and it's right in the back of a wire grass thicket. Or it rolled up onto like a perfect little mound, and the city is basically sitting on a tee.
Right, sitting up for you. Right.
So the luck of I like the randomness of that. Of like, hey, you don't know what you're getting, instead of it being like the typical. Well, you're in a rough, and we know exactly how they're going to play it. So I thought that was an interesting take from Jeff.
No, one more thing, I on this whatever show it was I watched on Golf Channel. And they were talking about now that
live from the U.S. Open. They have
because that's what it is, I guess. From Monday to Thursday,
right?
And they were talking about how they interviewed the guy. I guess he's the course superintendent or head guy, whatever for the U.S. Open and or Pinehurst, maybe. I don't even know his name. But what he was talking about, since that Pinehurst now is going to be on a regular rotation for the U.S. Opens, how much money they put into the underground works of Pinehurst number 2. And then they got aeration and stuff. They got this. They can take moisture in. They can put the stuff that you can do on modern courses.
Right.
Now they can now they're doing that now. That Pinehurst number 2, since they've got this contract now that's going to extend for the next God knows how many decades.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that they can do to the course now that they couldn't do before, and apparently there's more stuff in the works. They're working it into the schedule. So whatever they have for this year's U.S. Open, when they come back in, I think it's 5 or 6 years or whatever, when they come back to Pinehurst, it's going to be able to do more things now. Then than it can now.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
With that in mind, before we get to our picks in the draft, and Vern will update us on where we stand in the draft. And maybe this is a dumb question. If it is, just let me know. Like, what type of player, or what type of skill set do you guys think it would take to win or to be in the runnings this week? And we'll start with Vern.
Short game.
Okay, go ahead, LB. Go ahead. No, what type of game is going to fit the winner?
Yeah, and I don't know who this player is. To be honest with you, I don't know who this player is. This player has got to be. Yes, Scotty, but
it's just hard.
But honestly, if I think about it logically, I would think it would be somebody from, and I hate this. I don't want to say this name. Lowry, or somebody who's from Ireland or somewhere in that part of the world where they play in this kind of stuff all the time.
Donald Ross was a Scot.
Right. So because all your second shots, unless you're in the fairway, which is gonna great, that's all fine and good, but half the time you're gonna be hitting out of the thickets and the sand and the this and the that and the other. So whoever's short game is tight enough that they can either stick it on those greens, which is going to be impossible, or at least get it in a spot where they can have a relatively simple, I put in air quotes, 2-putt from off the front of the green to score. I think those are the people they're gonna do well. The bomb and gouge stuff of Bryson DeChambeau, I don't think that's going to carry. I mean, you might be to hit it down to the green, but if you can't do anything with this short game to get it up onto the flag, then what have you done? You just
still walking away with a +2.
Right. You just wasted a 360-yard drive. I mean, so I think it's going to be who's ever short game. And by short, I don't even mean the putting at this point. I mean around the green and then that hitting out of that stuff. Whoever that game belongs to will be the winner.
Yeah,
but I don't know who that is.
That's a great pool. That's a great pool, LB. So the obvious, So I want to add one thing to that, because obviously, I agree with 100% with everything you said. Short game, basically inside 100 yards, really, literally green side, essentially around the green. I had even considered that. guys who play a lot of link style golf where they're putting from like 75 yards off the green and stuff like that. Those type of things. But there's an added one too, and I think whoever wins, Claude, is gonna have to have this. Scotty would fit this mold. Maybe Shane too. You've got to be very like kind of unflappable mentally. And this and I'm bringing this up because Glenn, also we were talking about betting and everything else, and he had some bets he put in, and one of them he had Bryson DeChambeau, I think, in a parlay or something, and I said no. I said one for the game, and then he acknowledged, he was like, yeah, he said, Pinehurst could be a frustrating course, and Bryson can blow up and get his feelings. If you lose it at Pinehurst, or if you get frustrated or down, it's only going to get worse for you.
It's going to take your throat.
Which goes to your point, LB, about like you need to be used to these conditions to some way. Where it's just like, it's no big deal. Like you maybe make a 6 this hole, or for them, I guess a bogey. You're not worried about it because you can make 2 birdies. Whereas someone else if you start to feel like it's unfair or it's domed and I don't like the stuff,
was it Patrick Cantley? No, it was Wyndham Clark who was already complaining about the greens, like already.
In the practice round.
See, he's out. You're out. You have to have the mental acuity. It's hard to describe, Claude, like what I'm. It's not because it's not mental toughness. It's to me, and man, this is going to sound hokey, but to me, this is exactly what golf is. You have to exist in this zone where it's just like. C'est la vie. Just it is. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna hit some good shots.
It's a bad shot.
It is what it is. But I'm not gonna take anything from you. And but and I'm also gonna hold my own and hit some. But it can't be this thing where it's like, I'm gonna go out and destroy that. Because then, like you said, you're gonna be hurt like Wyndham out here complaining about greens that are too quick. So whoever it is gonna be very chill, gonna be in a very relaxed mind state, and they're just gonna be in the zone playing golf. I think that's Scotty. And I think a couple other guys are gonna be do that. Who I think I'll reflect in my picks here. But it'll beat you up. And if you're emotional, you wear emotions on your sleeve, you could have a tough time, I think.
Yeah.
What about you, Claude?
Well, I think both of you guys are 100% right. If I could add something, and this might complement what you were talking about, Vern. I think, again, you guys made great points, and I agree 100%. I'm not going to repeat what you said, but I believe that those are key points. But also, you've got to be a golfer who is ready for a 4-round grind. You have to be ready for 4-round grind, hole by hole, shot by shot. It reminds me of like, you'll have a boxer or even in tennis. Yeah. Like if in men's game or women's game, if I don't get you out of here in the first few sets, I'm done because I'm not down for
right. I ain't out for the long haul. Yeah.
Then you contrast that with like Medvedev or others who are like, I don't care if I go down.
Who's the tall American who does like the 4-hour rounds all the time? I can't remember his name.
Is that Casper Ruud? Is he talking about Ruud? Yeah. Like it's like I don't mind if you beat me the first 2 sets. Because I'm down 4-7. I'm good. It doesn't matter. I'm good to go 6. I'm good. Well, I mean, obviously it's not 7 in tennis, but I mean, my point is that I'm good. I'm good to go. Like the entire distance, we can go to tiebreakers every single set, and I'm here to play as long as we have to play in order for me to get this win. It's the boxer who's like, if I don't knock him out in the first 3 or 4 rounds, I don't know if I'm good to fight 12 and stand right in the middle of the ring and swing away at each other because they're here. So it's the golfer who's there for the grind, and I'm here for the win. I'm here for the ups. I'm here for the downs. I'm here to roll off the green and chip up and score a +3, and I'm here to get that birdie and maybe even a lucky eagle here. I'm here for it. I'm here for the entire thing. And like you said, I'm not going to be discouraged by one bad thing that one or 2 bad holes in the second round. And I'm not going to get too high thinking I'm going to win it because I had, a couple of good holes in the third round. Like I'm here for the entire thing. And so someone who has that kind of mental and emotional capacity to like, I'm ready for the entire match, the entire, the tournament. I think that's probably
72 holes to the end. Not like, if I go out and get a birdie, go on a birdie fest scoring things. I don't think Pinehurst is giving that up like that. I think you said, you need to lock in and take this hole by hole. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like I'm leader after 1. Okay, don't care. Got to play tomorrow. Yeah. Or I'm T20 after 1. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'll go back up tomorrow, see what I can do. You know what I mean? I'm just because it's a long round and it's a long tournament.
Yes.
All right. So let's do these picks. Of course, we got the favorites, the long shots, and the first timers. You guys know how we pick these, and so I think Vern, you're the first to pick.
Yes, I'm first to pick because I've lost twice now. LB won the Masters, and he will collect this weekend, and we owe Claude a nice little happy hour with Chris for Xander finally getting. I will really quick. I do want to say it is interesting. I'm gonna keep this up, like probably going to next year because it's interesting how the names move around on this list. The first two tournaments this year, it was like for the for the favorites, Wyndham was up there. Now Wyndham's like he's like below like Hideki Matsuyama and a bunch of guys. He's just sitting down. He's on the struggle bus. So anyway, so I decided the first pick. Obviously, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to take Scotty Scheffler with favorites.
Now, before you go further, let me say this. This might be the first time. I'm not saying you would take Scotty you should have these bets, Tiger versus the field.
Yeah.
This is the first time since Tiger not that I think you would take Scotty over the field with that bet, but I do think it's worth having that conversation. Like it's worth putting it up again. I can't think of another player.
You got to think about it.
Yeah, where you would say, okay, it's going to be this player versus the field. Even when Jordan was on his tear or when Brooks was on his major tear, I don't think there was ever a time where you could legitimately say, okay, this player versus the field since Tiger. And Scotty's got us there right now.
I mean, it's evidenced by we've been talking about the U.S. Open for 15 minutes. We didn't even mention it to Scotty. He won the Memorial because that's what he does. It's just he won that from last week. But anyway, so I'll take out my favorites. LB, you have the next pick.
What are my choices? Am I supposed to be looking at like a list or something or what?
Oh yeah, you want to take Claude? You can take his pick.
I can go down the list, LB, if you like. You want me to go down the list and just tell me who you want to pick?
Well, tell me who am I supposed to be looking from? I mean, where am I supposed to be picking from? Just anybody in the field?
No, favorites. So Scotty's well.
Okay.
I sent you a sheet. You want me to?
You did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can go. You want me to go down the list and just tell me to stop at?
I'm gonna. So you pick who?
So while you pull it up, while you pull it up, I'll talk about.
I'm just gonna go down the regular list here that I have. I have the tee times. I don't have a list of who the favorites are. Okay. Was that on my phone? Where did that go to?
I emailed it to you. Yeah.
Oh, it was an email.
Yeah. It's in a shared document. It's in a Google Doc. Don't worry.
LB, I can go down the list and just tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do that while I'm pulling up the list.
So Scotty Scheffler's already off of it. Okay.
Okay.
The next would be Xander Schauffele, Roy McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, Bryson DeChambeau.
Give me Colin.
Okay.
Right.
I'm mad.
Colin for your favorite.
He's been playing.
Because Colin was the favorite that I was going to go with.
Oh, wow. Okay. My bad.
All right. How about you, Claude?
You know what's funny is I was tempted to go Jordan Spieth. In an odd twist and irony, I was tempted to go.
That would be weird
for you. But I think right now I feel between Fitzpatrick and Xander, but I just feel like this is the year of the hot guy. Like there's no reason to pick outside of the guys who've been winning for the most part, or who's been in like top 10s and top 5s. So I'm gonna go Xander for my favorite.
Okay, all right, Xander for the favorite. All right, so rotating down here to the long shots. This one out. So real quick, pop quiz, LB. Brian Harmon. What's his most significant win?
Oh, he had the British Open last.
Okay, good.
Last year?
Because you'd be surprised how many people have already
don't know
that.
Yeah,
that he's.
I did.
Yeah, you were like, well, Brian Harmon. What exactly? He's 100. He's in the long shots. 101 past major winner. So anyway, I'm going to take Brian Harmon for my long shot. To do because
we're doing long shots. Okay, I found the list now. I'm going looking at the list now.
Yeah, great iron player and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and take Brian Harmon and filibuster here a little bit while you look through your long shots there.
Shots.
You don't have to pick it either. You can also go to the other category. You don't have to pick in order.
Okay. Well, no, we'll just keep it moving.
Cool.
Out of this long shots, I'm definitely not picking Sergio Garcia. Hell with him.
There's no reason.
No, I'm not picking Ricky Fowler. Oh my God. A-Shot, but
that's why the long shots is tough.
Yeah, he blew me off last time.
Akshay Patia.
Yeah, because I had him on my team before. Out of this long shot, I'm gonna go with the hometown boy, and I'll take Denny McCarthy.
That's not bad because again, when you're talking about putting in that short game, Denny's got a really good short game, and I'm sure. I mean,
he's been in the mix this year too, a bunch.
But I imagine that he's been down. And I was listening to our buddy Alex Dixon, the Beltway Golfer Show, and he had I think a kid who won the U.S. Boys Amateur or something like that, who's going to be playing at Pinehurst. He's a member at Argyle too, just like Denny is. And one day he went down to Pinehurst just to get a practice round in, and he was paired with Denny randomly. And so Denny's been down there working like most of these guys have, but that's not a bad choice, LB. I'm going to go with Adam Hadwin because he's hit or miss, but he's been somewhat hot. I mean, the last tournament, the Memorial, he was hot. And because his wife Jessica is the best follow on X and Instagram, she's hilarious. So Yeah, I'm going to go add Adam Hadwin with my
All right, and for the first timers, again, for those listening who don't know, those first timers is basically just anybody with odds better than 101 who has not won a major. So non-winner. So this is your Victor Hovland's, your Patrick Cantleys. This is the list that Xander was traditionally on. Who he a couple weeks ago he moved off, moved right off there.
Victor doesn't have. Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't win a major. He just won this stuff for the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
He won the BMW and something else or whatever. Right.
So man, this is where I would normally pick Max Homa or something like that, and I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go Sepp Straka. Because I was looking at some stats today. I was going deep on some stats today. Steph he got a decent iron game. He could putt. He's in the mix. It was between him and Russell Henley. So I'm going down there on the list. He's I think he's 8-1. He's 8,000 plus 8,000 to Sepp Straka.
And so this is the format of our picks the same as it was before? The most out of our three
money.
picks.
Whoever makes the most money.
Most money.
Whoever forced him makes the most money. Yep.
Well, okay. Well, force him. I only see three people on. I only see three lists here.
So exactly. So the last one is it's your storyline pick. It's who you want.
Right.
Who you want to win.
Okay. All right. So I'm second pick. I'm gonna go with Sahith. He didn't let me down.
Yeah, I was gonna say he placed last time.
He played. Yeah, he placed last time. I'm looking at Tony. Patrick Cantley has fell off the map completely.
Hey, listen,
off completely. I mean, dude, come on, man. Will Zalatoris. I'm gonna stick with Sahith.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with Sahith Tagala.
Okay.
So I was the thing that makes Patrick Cantley attractive to me here is that he has the personality that you need that we just talked about.
Yeah, true. I think so. Not going
to get super excited. Not going to get super mad. Right. He's going to play golf.
He's going to play slow, and he don't care who's going to like it.
Like they're making Brooks mad.
So I'm tempted to go there, but I also feel like Tommy Fleetwood has been knocking on the door, and Max Homa has. I mean,
not as of late. Neither one of them showed much at the Valhalla.
Yeah, I'm a go
with Burns. Give Sam Burns some.
Well, and Finau, and it could just be because I like following him and his family on Instagram. But I'm gonna go Cantley. I'm gonna go Patrick Cantley.
Okay,
I'm gonna go out there. He's gonna just play.
Now I can tell you, folks, that for as much as he ruminated over that pick, if Patrick Cantley shoots a dud here, this will be the last.
I picked him twice so far. I picked him twice.
Yeah,
I will never do it again.
This will be the last we've heard of Patrick Cantley.
This is your last chance, Cantley. All right, and then for my storyline pick, again, you can pick anybody from this list or whatever. It's essentially a wild card pick. You just need to be prepared to talk about it. You actually said it already, LB. Shane. I was going Shane Lowry because he's another one. He's been in the mix in a lot of these tournaments lately, knocking on our door. And he just, again, he has the mental part of what we're talking about for sure. He's super, he's just like, hey, I'm having a good time. I'm out here playing golf, not tripping. And for all the reasons you mentioned, I think he can, he could do something. So I'm going to go with Shane for my storyline pick.
Yeah, I will effectively root against Shane Lowry. I don't want him to win anything.
I know you don't.
So for my just out of the blue pick, I'm gonna go with what the hell? I'm gonna take Tony Finau.
Okay, top 10.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, top 10 Tony. That was last year. He was top 10 Tony, not this year.
That's true.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking that. No, I take that back. I want to redo since it ain't been written down yet. I want Victor Hovland.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I want
Tony's gonna remember that.
Yeah, prove me wrong, buddy. Shoot, prove me wrong.
Right, I'm gonna go Tommy Fleetwood. I'm gonna go Tommy, and because again, where he's from, what he used to playing on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. If he cuts his hair, he might win. If he can keep that long hair, he can't win with that hair.
Claude's forced him. Claude has Fleetwood, Patrick Cantley, Adam Hadwin, and Xander Schauffele.
It sounds so weak. My four sounds so weak when you read it back that way.
LB's foursome is Victor Hovland, Sahith Theegala, Denny McCarthy, and Colin Morikawa. His doesn't sound too bad. And then mine is Scotty Scheffler, Brian Harmon, Sepp Straka, and Shane Lowry. So I'm Sepp Straka and Brian Harmon doing a lot of work.
You're putting
You're putting a lot of pressure on Scotty. Scotty got to win.
You know what? I thought about this for a brief second, but I was like, oh, what if I almost outthought myself, just like, well, he's been winning so much. Maybe I said, don't be an idiot. Don't
No
be
way.
because I'll do it and he'll win. And you guys be like, what were you saying? What was your logic?
This is
Right.
your chance to have the number one pick.
Yeah, he's
and even if he doesn't
and not
win,
take him. Right.
the chances of
This
him
is top
not
20
finishing in the top 10 is
and
like
earning decent money.
13%. Like he's going to.
Yeah, that would have been the dumbest, that would have been the stupidest thing ever.
I can just imagine Vern not like outthinking himself, not taking Scotty, and then just sitting there in front of the TV watching it, not moving, just sitting there watching Scotty like on fire.
Yeah, like the North Carolina Panthers management when it's just like, hey, Lamar is technically we can make an offer for him. No, we're good. We're good. In Atlanta's too. Desmond Ritter. No, we're solid with what we got. And then Lamar
we're going to get Bryce Young. We're good. Don't need Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Or Dallas. We're good. We're going to give Dak one. We're going to give Dak another shot. No, we're good with Dak.
Yeah.
We could get Lamar. But anyway. So that's that. Let's go to the LPGA. LB in New Jersey. You went to cover the ShopRite. And give us a little bit on that.
Okay. This ShopRite Classic in Galloway, New Jersey. I had a really good time. I really enjoyed myself. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the weather. The weather was great.
Okay.
The weather was spectacular. It was a nice breeze blowing most of the time, probably to the chagrin of a lot of the players coming off the bay there. But for the patrons, of which there was a few. I mean, I was a little disappointed in the turnout. I mean, the years that I've been in past was a lot more people. I don't know what was going on this weekend, but the crowds were very sparse. But the weather was great. I really enjoyed it. Like I say, the breeze, there was no bugs and nothing like that going on. It was good. All right, so let me start. I drove up on Saturday morning, drove straight to the course. Got checked in and everything. The restaurant. So they give you, coupons to eat at the restaurant which is in the hotel. Disappointing. I will say that. Disappointing. Food was disappointing. They give you the full menu. You can pick whatever you want off the menu, but the choices were really slim. I couldn't imagine staying at this hotel, which costs like $450 a night. Doing this weekend for the tournament. So it's, a little bit of price gouging. But if I came down, I put $450 for a room, and I come down to your restaurant, and you give me my menu, and it's a one pager, and half of it is sandwiches.
Yeah, okay, sure. You have the choice between the tuna on Ritz crackers or the tuna on your media, right?
Pretty much.
Confidential media,
right? Yeah, then you got to show your little coupon. Come on, man, we got to do better than this. So yeah, but
you want to take advantage of eating this trash,
right? I should be right. There's no steaks on here. I mean, it's really really sparse the menu options, but it is what it is. It was free food, so I ate it. Okay. So some of the highlights. Get some of the highlight stuff. Right. So I posted up on number 12. I don't know why I posted up 12, but I did. Let me back up. So early in May, Coach Howard and I drove up there for media day to play the course.
Right.
And we played with two randoms. The one guy, we should have took his clubs from him. He was so bad.
Oh, no.
So it was basically between me, Coach, and this other guy who's a last minute stand-in for the other guy's son who was out of town. Mm-hmm. So we got two randoms, one who never play golf, and another guy who, I guess he has clubs and stuff, but he don't really play golf like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's not a golfer. He has golf clubs, but he's not a golfer. Mm-hmm. So between me and Coach, we ended up I think we were -4, -5 for the round. Okay. This is best ball, which is terrible, right? Yeah. In my opinion, that's terrible. Mm-hmm. What's her name? I can't make her name right now.
I never did a media day round where they had the groups do best ball.
No, we've always played best ball.
Really? On the media day?
At least the ones, at the ShopRite, it's always been best ball.
Oh, okay. At the ShopRite, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's best ball. Yeah, it's best ball. But we shot like -4 or 5 or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm blanking on her name, and I apologize. The lady on the first day shot -10 by herself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She shot -10 by herself we're a group of guys. We can't shoot but -4. So I post up on number 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'm by the green. I'm getting some shots and everything. Shibuno, that's her last name. I can't say her first name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing there and watching her, and I take some shots of her taking her second shot from the fairway. Man, I watched that ball hit one time, bloop, into the cup. I'd never seen that live. You know what I mean? It was amazing. Everybody, screamed and hollered and stuff. She didn't know it went in. It was a really something nice to see. This again, back to Saturday. Yuka Sasso, who just won the U.S. Open last week, she was there. So again, hole number 12 is a par 4. It's got a slight turn to the right. It's a very thin green. I mean, it might be 10 yards wide at the front and goes and kind of turns off. It's kind of a dogleg green. The green itself is dogleg.
Okay.
She attempted to drive the greens 315 yards. Do you know she ended up pin high?
Oh.
But the problem was she went a little bit to the right, a little bit too far right, about 20 yards to the right.
Okay.
And they had some I don't know why, but they had vans sitting over there to the right of the green, over, off to the side.
Right.
3 vans, passenger vans. Nobody knew why they were there. But her ball was like right next to one of the trucks.
I mean, she could relieve though, right?
Well, yes, but they had to wait for an official. So, you got people running around trying to find the keys. They was like, well, we'll just move the van. Well, but nobody could find a key. So we wait. They finally decided they can't find the key for the van. So official finally comes. They give it a 2 clubs length, and she gets up and down for a par. And honestly, it was miraculous. That green, I kid you not, that green had to be no wider than 10 yards from her angle. Was no wider than 10 yards.
And
she hit it. She stuck it. She hit the front of the green, let it trickle up onto the green, and she had a putt for. So she actually had a putt for birdie, but she missed it for par. That was a miraculous par. I mean, any of us would hit it into the woods.
Yeah,
on the other side.
Seeing it up close must have been really.
Yes, impressive. It was very impressive. Very impressive. I'm going down my list.
As you go down your list, was the first round leader? I can't pronounce her first name, but last name U-Ball.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she the one. She shot a 60 on the first.
Got
day.
a 61.
Yeah, 61 minus
Good
10.
Lord.
Yeah, she shot minus 10 on the first day, but on the second day she went what?
75.
Plus 4. Yes, on the second day, the golf gods will bless you and they will smite you all in the same time.
They will.
Yeah.
And the bad thing about the golf guys is they know while you're shooting 61 on the first round that they're going to get you the next day.
Yeah,
they're watching you enjoy it. They're watching your hope.
Have a good time. Have a good time.
It's almost a trap.
We're getting you tomorrow.
I listened to one of her interviews afterwards, and she has this phrase she calls happy golf, where she just likes to play happy golf. She's not really worried. She's just playing. So after this 60 she shoots, 61, I'm sorry, she was 10 under. She's like, yeah, I was just happy golf and, just going through and just not really thinking about anything, just one shot at a time. All the regular stuff they always say, yeah, just happy golf, da-da-da-da. So when I caught myself because I wanted to say, hey, happy golf, keep going, happy golf. On the second day when she was +3.
Thank goodness.
About that. I would have got banned, so I didn't say it.
She would have cut you out, which would have been more funny. Like, completely undoing all the stuff she said. It was like,
yeah. And by the way, she finished the T21, bringing in $18,301.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I really feel bad for her because she. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, it was
10
tough.
under, 18,000.
Yeah, and the next day because I've watched her a couple of holes on the second day, and she was struggling. I mean, she was really struggling. So a friend of mine, Dawn, a friend of mine was with me on this trip, and we were walking past one of the tee boxes, and it was the hole number 13. We're waiting for the players to go past so we could go across to go look at some, another hole or whatever. And a caddy, he was the caddy for Jenny Coleman, who I wasn't familiar with. He looked at me and says, hey, catch this for her. And he throws a ball at me, and I, because I'm an athlete, I instinctively caught the ball in midair.
Did you hear that, Claude? Did you hear what he said? Because I'm an athlete. Did you really?
Because I'm an athlete,
Okay.
I quickly caught the ball with little notice.
With
And,
little notice.
With
Hey,
little
catch
notice, I
this,
caught the
you.
ball. Yeah, out the air, one hand, grabbed it.
With the camera in the other hand, by the way.
Your camera, that's what I'm saying. I got all this. I got a backpack, dude. I got a camera around my neck. You know what I mean? I got all these things, but I was able to catch that ball out
It's a
the
low
air.
bar for athlete. He caught the ball, folks. I mean,
But he says here, he said, catch this for her. So I catch it, and I'm like, really? That's what we doing? Okay, so here's the ball for you. All right,
he hit you with the slick move.
Right,
Like,
so I'm about to say,
chump,
come on, man.
Here's the ball for the girl.
Right, for your girl.
Give
I'm
it
giving
to
your
me.
ball, your girl a ball. Come on, man. What we doing?
That's a you move. What are you talking about?
that is something you got to respect game. You can be like, it's exactly.
Yeah, game respect game. Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. So I never saw Jenny play, but I did go back and look. She missed the cut at +4.
Okay.
All right, I'm
You
going
didn't need the extra balls and stuff.
right, that's probably why he gave
These
me
this weekend.
We're not gonna need these here. Start giving these away. Lighten up my bag.
Very smart.
Danielle Kang withdrew after the first round. We don't know what happened. I looked it up, but LPGA's website is trash, so there was no information as to why she withdrew. At least I.
And by the way, LPGA, we're long time, friends of the tour.
We
If
love you.
Need
We love
someone
you.
for profit to keep the website up. Lawrence has time, okay?
Yes.
So you can hire Lawrence Brooks.
I have some time, but not a lot of time. But we
Not
can
a
make
lot,
some,
but you have time to improve what they've got now.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
Right, exactly. I'm an athlete. I can figure this stuff out. What I would do, you know what I would do? I would take the PGA website and I would change it and say LPGA website. And I'm done. Add in all the same data, and we're done. It's easy. It's easy peasy.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So she withdrew. Did you know she was 31 years old? I didn't realize Danielle was 31.
Yeah.
Danielle Kang is 31. I didn't realize that.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Balling for a long time, but didn't get in as young as Lydia Cohen and Lexi.
I thought she did. Okay.
Right.
No. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of withdrawing, we didn't mention this, but John Rahm out of the U.S. Open.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, he said, "Nah, I'm not,
too hard?
can't do it."
Yeah.
Well, he has a quote unquote foot injury.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, he's complaining about the actress.
you know what happened was he got used to this live golf has taken him out of his game. He's playing with shorts, music in his back, in his ear. His game ain't tight. That's what it is.
His game is not tight. But I will say that you guys didn't watch this,
himself.
but in the last live event, he did, like, when he swung a club on one of the holes, he did limp and grimace and reach down to his foot. So he might have a legit foot injury.
This strikes me as a little bit Luka, Claude. He's one of these guys who's more injured when it's going poorly.
Yes.
Well, no, and that's the thing. He is definitely not the same guy since leaving the PGA Tour. He's not the same.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right.
Okay, next story. Camera snub. So I'm at hole number 8. I put a couple of shots I have on Instagram already are from hole number 8. It's this green, and behind it is just marshland, and then the ocean further back, or bay, whatever the hell you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little thing. So I'm taking some pictures or whatever, and I'm walking away from the green. A guy with a selfie stick. This is very important. With a selfie stick is walking past me. He says, "Hey, Sony or Canon?" And I said, "What? Sony or Canon?" He points at my camera. I said, "Oh, it's a Canon." And he says, "What model?" And I say, "Oh, I don't know. It's an EOS. It's an R100." He goes, "That's a little one." It keeps walking.
Wow.
What? Really? That's what we do? I said, "Well, it's light and easy to carry."
That was the end of the interaction?
That was it. I'm like, he said, "Little one." I should be ashamed of my camera?
Where your camera at?
Right. You got a selfie stick, dude.
Yeah.
You got a selfie stick.
First of all, no one carries selfie sticks anymore. Number one. Even if you were in the era of selfie sticks and you had one, that's lame. And two, no one asked you about what's that? What model?
Opinion,
come on, man. Get out of here.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised you kept yourself rather composed for
I did. I didn't want to get kicked out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get kicked out.
I'm guessing because you're probably taking it back, surprised by this interaction.
Yes.
It's what is this?
Right. Come on, man. Why are you coming at me like this, man? Come on.
You processed that very well, Lauren.
I did. Well, I had to be on my P's and Q's because I'm drastically outnumbered there.
Oh,
I mean, Yeah,
Yeah,
we was keeping track, and I think we got up to like 9.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so,
can't even
yeah.
raise your voice. You can't even raise your
Exactly.
voice.
He's like, excuse me. I'm trying to take a picture. Excuse me. There's a lot of that.
Don't drop nothing.
Couple more things, right?
Right.
Food. We did find a great restaurant, a Black-owned seafood restaurant, which is between Voorhees, New Jersey. Was that Pennsylvania? I think it's New Jersey, where my hotel was, and the tournament in Galloway. It's about halfway between. It's about 25 miles away from the resort, but it was called Sea Bar Restaurant.
Okay.
It was great.
They didn't honor your voucher though. I mean,
no voucher. I had to pay cash. I had to get them cash.
Okay.
It was a Black-owned seafood restaurant.
Okay.
They have 2 things. They make their own hot sauce.
I like that.
And I had the flounder. I had flounder. I had shrimp, and I had chicken fingers. And I put all of it in that hot sauce. It was so good. Very good. So I told him because I talked to the owner. I was like, yeah, man, I'll be here next year.
Right.
Yeah. And they make this stuff called sweet potato cornbread. And I know Rick McCormick is going to love this place if he ever goes there, because he's into sweet potato casserole. So it's kind of like they take sweet potato casserole and they put it into the little paper things that you use to make a cornbread out of.
Yes. And they
those little plastic with those paper things, whatever. But it's kind of the consistency of what I just say about what's it called?
Cornbread.
Casserole?
No, the casserole. Sweet potato. It has a consistency almost of sweet potato casserole, but it's a little bit thicker. And I don't know what they put in it to make it a little bit thicker.
Right.
So it's when you take it out of the paper, it sits up like a regular piece of cornbread. It doesn't fall
apart.
Right, it doesn't fall apart. It sits up, so it holds its form. But it tastes like sweet potato casserole. It was really good. And I had never
just lost 10 pounds. We don't need to take Rick there. Rick, if you're listening, just don't go there.
Yeah, don't go there, Rick. Don't go there. And the final thing I would say about this is my final little thing about the classic. On hole 18, I haven't posted yet, but I don't know if anybody watching on TV, probably not. There was a big mound on the left side of the green on number 18. And I posted myself up on top of that mound. I had great shots.
I was going to say to LB, you got a lot of really good shots. People go on Instagram. I mean, you got a lot of great shots of the trophy, trophy ceremony. Like that was some really, really, really good work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I got on that spot, right? And I got there when the leaders was coming in. So Megan came when she came up to the 18. If she had birdied that hole, she would have tied and they'd went to the playoff. She had to lead early, but she lost it, I think, on 16. She gave it back. Well, she was tied, I should say. They were tied, and then she lost it somewhere around 16, 17. So coming back in, she had to birdie 18 to send it to the playoff.
To have a chance, yeah.
The playoff. So I'm sitting up on this mound. She sends her second shot long. And it's literally 6 feet from me when it's long. So all she has to do, though, is chip up. She gotta get up and down for a birdie.
Right.
And she had and I saw this with my own eyes. And hearing her and Caddy are going back and forth about what club they hit. And it's out of a relief area, but it's first cut rough. It's nothing
crazy.
Nothing crazy about it.
You can get the club on it. Okay.
Yes. And I've seen because as I was sitting there, other ladies that were coming up who shots went awry ended up in the same spot to hit. Right. So I know it can be done.
Yeah.
And they go back and forth about it for a couple seconds or whatever, talking about what club what to do. And I swear, in my mind, I thought, I didn't think she was giving it the attention that it deserved. You know what I mean? And she got up there and flubbed the shot. She hit it off the other side of the green. So now she's got to make a chip back up to get it in for birdie. Yeah. And even that shot was even more rushed than the first shot was. She just got up there and just hit it. And I was like, no, take your time. This shot right here is $100,000. Yeah. Basically, you know what I'm saying? This is a $100,000 shot right here between second place and first.
It's a bad job as a caddy, man. I mean, what are we doing?
Well, I don't know who was at fault, but in my mind, I wanted to say, hey, sit down.
Slow down and take your
Just
time. You have
breathe.
time.
Let's think about this. What we gonna do here? But she got up there and hit the shot, and I mean, she almost made it, but obviously, but she didn't.
Right.
So that kind of blew me. And the final thing was rookie mistake I made. Friday before I left, I charged up my battery on my camera, got everything charged up, got all my lenses together and everything, put everything in the bag and go. So I'm piling everything into my bag to take, and I look at the charger for my battery, for my phone, for my camera, and I'm like, I'm not gonna need this. I just charged it up. It's good. I'm only gonna be taking 2 days of shots. Mm-hmm. Saturday, about halfway through the round, I'm looking, I'm taking, and I don't look at the LCD part. I look through the lens,
through the viewfinder, right?
Through the viewfinder to take the shots. And I happened to see the little bar thing in the corner
flashing.
Well, it wasn't flashing, but I was half of my battery was gone. I'm like, oh man, and this was halfway through the Saturday. I still had the whole rest of Saturday to go. I'm like, I'm gonna have to start, rationing out my shots. Mm-hmm. So Sunday comes, I get there, and it's now I'm down to, I had 2 bars when I left Saturday.
Right.
When I turn it on Sunday, I got 1 bar left on my battery. And some other things that I'm doing, I needed to get a shot. I specifically wanted to get shots of the trophy presentation,
right?
For the thing that I'm doing with Coach B. I want to get the story shot of her with the trophy and all this stuff. So I'm selectively taking shots on Sunday. I mean, like I probably took 5 shots all day with my camera because I wanted to make sure I had enough camera left for the trophy presentation. Because I'm using my phone in other places, whatever. So the tournament ends. They bring what's her face out, whose name I can't remember anymore. Strom, something like that.
Yes,
winner. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the winner. They bring the winner lady out.
Yeah, we talked about the tournament for like 40 minutes. They talking about who won.
Right, we didn't talk about who won yet. Her. They bring her back out. They call her back out and do everything. I took 5. I think I took 5, maybe 6 shots before my camera said, "Oh, I'm done." Well, so future reference, always take your camera charger if you don't have an extra battery, but just take the charger.
Stop buying them little cameras. You'll be all right. Yeah. Stop buying the little ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little
right. One. That's what it was. I got the little camera. I should have bought the big one.
Canon?
Yes.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was a blast.
Lene Strong?
Yeah, her.
27 years old from Sweden.
There we go.
Her first LP, and she shot a -11 on Sunday. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's hard. She was at 52nd place when the tournament started. She went from 52nd to first.
Look at that. Just
just out of the blue. Her first win, and I will say this: she was very well dressed. There was quite a few ladies whose attire
sharp dress.
No, I'm telling you,
yes.
The LP like the ladies apparel game is like stepping up big time. I mean, you got Malborn Golf. Of course, PXG, like the ladies apparel game is stepping up big time. I mean, the women on tour are loving it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
All right.
I will post more pictures. I got more pictures to post. I got busy today.
Okay. More got things to do, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So let's go to Piney Branch. Elba, you paid around a Piney Branch. Let's hit that up and then tag that with Hampshire. And then Vern, go ahead with Needwood and Waverly. And I'll end with this Sierra's golf corner.
Okay, I'll make mine quick. Our buddy Glenn had some kind of auction he was in. He got him a free rounds at this Piney Branch. It's a private golf club up in, I don't know what that's called. It's somewhere in Carroll County. It's an hour north of Damascus that helps you up 27. Really nice course. It was really unbelievably well maintained.
Trenton, Maryland looks like.
Trenton, Maryland.
I'm sorry, Trenton Mill Road, Upper Co, Maryland.
Upper Co. And I was like, well, what does that mean? But yeah, I had never heard of Upper Co.
Yeah, what you said is best. An hour north of Damascus.
Yeah, Go to Blue Mash and then go north for an hour. And
there we go.
You're there. Everybody know what Blue Mash is. So yeah, very well maintained private course. So you can't play it unless you somehow get through some kind of situation. But very honestly, I'm trying to think. We were trying to think of courses that were compatible to that. The greens were fast with a capital F, and a lot of undulations in them. 3 putt. If you got a 3 putt, you were happy.
Right.
You were happy with a 3 putt. A 2 putt, people were patting you on the back. That's how fast the greens were. But the course is in beautiful condition. I mean, extremely well maintained. It wasn't really crowded. There was a lady, maybe a ladies' league or something, because there were like 4 groups of ladies ahead of us. That took, we had a 9:20 something tee time. I can't say enough good things about the course. It's really, really nice. But again, it's private. You won't get to pay unless you know somebody. Yeah. So really, don't even listen to what I'm saying. I will say this though. I will say this. The one thing I will take away from this course, I shot an 88 today.
Nice.
And so when we pulled up to the tee box, Glenn said, he said, we're gonna play from the whites is 6,100. Where you gonna play from LB? So I looked at the scorecard. The next one is 56. I'm like, I can't do. You know what I mean? Come on. I said, well, I said, this is what we'll do. I'll play with y'all. But when I win, I am going to talk smack.
Right.
And that has happened.
And so I'm talking smack. I gave him a pass while we were playing. I didn't talk a whole lot of stuff because I was hitting a lot. Dude, I hit a lot of fairways. I didn't keep track of how many numbers it was, but it was probably at least 75% of the fairways. I was hitting them puppies today.
You played happy golf. You know
I played happy golf. I hate happy golf. And to be clear, I outdrove them Bammers quite a few times. I just want to say that. I just want to say that publicly.
Yeah.
I caught the ball. Middle of the face, man. It was gone. Couple times, Glenn was like, "Where's your ball?" And I would go, yeah, I think it's up there. It's up there. About another 40 yards.
Oh, man. Whiskey's going to be great this weekend.
Yeah. I hope I can bring that game with me or whiskey, but it is what it is. But it was a great round. I'm appreciative of Glenn for inviting me out and being able to do that. But the putting was treacherous, to put it mildly. Okay. Yesterday I played at Hampshire Greens, my first Montgomery County course. I think so. Because I got to use my birdie, my little whatever that thing I get discount thing.
Oh yeah.
Whatever that's called, the Golden Bear Pass.
Some sort of senior citizens discount deal or something.
Yeah, whatever that thing it is. Yeah, that thing. So the round for me was $30 yesterday at Hampshire Greens. I like that. It was a good number. So I played with Sherman and I played with Barry and Carol, who were husband and wife, who were retired. They've been retired for some time. And they were a great couple, excellent golfers and great people. We really had a good time with them. I'm really appreciative that we didn't play for money because they'd own my house right now.
They would have taken it all. Oh,
they were both of them lights out. I called them Steady Eddie because I got how you get tired of saying good shot.
Yeah, but somebody's so good, you
after
just
a while it's just like
right.
You can only say after they make an eagle or something. It's like, oh, hey, there's a good shot.
Right. After a while, I didn't even say that anymore because every time he hit the ball, it was in the fairway. It was just middle of fairway. And Carl was the same way, just straight. So yeah, but the good people, it was a lot of fun to play with them, and I told them I would shout them out today. Sherman, you know how Sherman is. He complains, he hits a good shot. And he's like, "Oh, where that been all day?" And then he makes 3 bad shots. We're like, "But dude, you don't practice. You don't practice. Yeah. You can't be mad at the bad shots when you don't practice."
Yeah, you just out here having a good time, man. Just enjoy.
Yeah, just enjoy it. And I made a mistake too. I ate a gummy on the way.
Oh,
and that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done the gummy.
Didn't shoot 88 that day, huh?
No. I was apologizing the first 8 holes. I was. It was left, right, up, down, dribbling. Popping them up. It was a crap show. It was a crap show.
I wonder what Barry and Carol were saying in their cart as they were.
Right. So, but look, what's funny was, so I didn't say anything to them around. It must have been like the 9th, 10th hole when I said, you may find this hard to believe, but I actually co-host a golf radio show. I said, based on how I've been playing today, you would find it's hard to believe that I actually, talk about this stuff. But toward the last 4 or 5 holes, it started to wear off, and then I was able to play
equilibrium back.
Yeah, I started to play a little better. But that was a mistake. I didn't think it would, mess me like that. I thought I would just. Well, in the other sense, though,
gummy and then go deadlift or something. try to play full court basketball.
I didn't think it would affect me this way.
On the upside, even though I played poorly, I had a great time. I
Yeah,
mean,
course you did.
I was laughing, and, it was all fun and games.
Oh, goodness.
Oh man! All right.
But yeah. So Carol and Barry again. Appreciate playing with them. Hope to run into them again. It was a really good time. So, okay, there you go. I'm done.
I got to clear out here. So look, there's nothing. Needwood was great. I played with it was myself, Rick, Crouppen, Matt, and Jermond. The only odd thing I'll say, Needwood, great condition. We got around 3 hours 50. We've been playing fast rounds. Only thing I say was weird, Claude, because Needwood's usually a tough tee time to get, and there were threesomes. Like I played with Rick as a twosome on Saturday at 7. And Jermond, Steve, and Matt played as a threesome, like two spots ahead of us, 2 tee times ahead of us, and then there was a 3 behind us. It was almost like a bunch of people in the morning times canceled, and they had no one to fill it, so they just sent us out.
Sweet.
But it was really enjoyable, good time. So nothing to see there. You've heard us talk about Needwood Waverly. Same thing. This round was myself, Mike, Darren, and Lou. We got to get out and hit with Lou. That was a great time. I think it was only his 3rd round. He played really well. Waverly again in great shape.
Nice.
Nothing to complain about there. Also 3 hours 40 minutes breeze. I'm clearing out though because I'd be remiss if I didn't mention. For those who've made it this far, you know that Golf DMV we have a golf club, an official USGA golf club, and you know people we meet, we play with, we invite them in. He's like, hey, you want to get handicapped? Blah blah blah. You join the club. We're trying to do events. Lou, who I just mentioned, is a member of the golf club, and Lou, a couple days ago, I don't know the exact date. He'll forgive me this. Lou made an ace. Lou had a hole in one.
Oh yeah,
he is the first member of Golf DMV to join the Ace Gang, and I'm going to present him with something. We're going to talk about this later, but I just want to give a shout out. Bowie Golf Club, number 5, 183 yards, a 5-iron. I'm going to kind of mess the story up, but basically he says like I think he and Matt were playing together, and he hits it up there, and it's one of those things where it's like, man, it looks like it disappeared. Like I know it's good. It's like it disappeared. Yeah. Could that be in? And from the tee box, he started recording. And then when he gets up there, they're looking around, and then boom, it's in the hole. So an ace. Right in the hole.
And I couldn't be happier though, because Lou again, like you said, like he's been like super busy to start this season, hadn't been able to get out much. Yeah. And then he goes out there, gets an ace.
Yeah, drops one in. So I was, again, Waverly and Needwood, those are great rounds. We had a good time. Looking forward to that, whatever. But I wanted to give the proper clearance to him for the ace or whatever. So that's really, and we got a bunch of golf coming up this weekend. I know you're going to talk about Sierra Quarter here in a second, but Whiskey this weekend, little Bennett, and then hopefully Hampshire next week. LB on Wednesday if you want to join us on 17th.
I'm signing up I just saw it, so I just signed up because that's on Wednesday.
That's on Wednesday. We're off.
That's a weekday.
Wednesday. Yep, that's our day. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's for you guys. Okay,
well, right. Well, you too.
Because I'm off every day.
Oh, you mean that? Okay, yeah. I was saying because it's Juneteenth, but yeah. But yeah, so. Claude, you got it, buddy?
Oh, yeah, no, just to wrap it up, I've been doing this whole thing with Sierra's Corner because, again, she's getting into it because, the stuff with Manny and all the things she's starting to find out about golf. One thing that, so, of course, well-documented the fact that, they have stuff on Launch Angle on YouTube. If Manny just watches this, and he should be, and then, what was it? Oh, yeah, I've mastered my pitching wedge. I'm going to move on to other clubs now. And so, we played Northwest Inside 9 Sunday afternoon, getting Manny geared up and stuff like that for one of his tournaments. And so Sierra played this time instead of just kind of going and walking and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And she's already made up in her mind that she's never going to use her 9-iron or her 7-iron because she can't hit those. And so those are no longer in the bag. Okay. So now she's at the point now where she's taking clubs out of the, and again, never practices, but already has decided I can't hit these clubs. The 7 and the 9, they're never going in the bag. Yeah, they're useless. It's the clubs I can't hit with them because she does so much better with the other ones. And then she does.
It's got to be.
She's mastered the pitching wedge, so remember.
Correct. Right. So she's got that one in the bag, and she's decent with the drive.
That's funny.
Yeah, so there it is. All right, y'all. We got more golf coming up. Obviously, next week we got Father's Day and U.S. Open results and stuff. So we'll talk about that. And again, reach out to the show if you want to play with us and all that other kind of jazz, man. We're always looking to add people. And countdown to Wisconsin, it's coming up. Can't wait for it. Yes. Wisconsin Street, Aaron Hills, all that jazz. All right, guys, we'll catch up next week on Golf DMV.